Let me tell you something uncomfortable but true. Most teenagers don't waste their time because they're lazy. They waste it because nobody ever told them how expensive these years actually are. You think you have forever. You think you can start later, but later never comes. And while you're waiting for motivation, somebody your age, someone no smarter than you, is quietly building the version of themselves that you'll spend the next 10 years trying to catch up to. Your teenage years are not practice rounds. They are leverage. Every hour you spend learning, improving, building discipline, compounds. But every hour you waste scrolling, comparing, and daydreaming becomes regret. And regret is heavy. It doesn't stay in the mind. It stains the heart. And here's the part nobody admits. Becoming unrecognizable is not about impressing others. It's about reaching the point where even your past self would look at you and whisper, "How did you do that?" This is the age where you can build a brain that learns faster than 99% of people. This is the age where your habits either make you dangerous or invisible. So if you're watching this, maybe something inside you already knows you've been losing precious time. Good. Use that discomfort. Turn it into fuel. Because the moment you decide to stop wasting your teenage years, the world won't recognize you a few months from now. And honestly, that's the goal. 1. The harsh truth. Most teenagers underestimate their own potential because they don't even understand what's happening inside their mind. Your brain, right now, is in a phase scientists call hyperplasticity. You're absorbing things faster, forming habits quicker, and learning deeper than you ever will again in your life. But here's the manipulative truth nobody will say out loud. Schools don't teach you how powerful this stage is, because if you actually used its full potential, you'd become unstoppable. Think about it. Every skill you pick up at this age can grow for years. Every book you read now becomes a weapon later. Every hour you focus now becomes confidence later. And every hour you waste, it becomes an invisible chain you drag into your 20s. This is why teenagers who study seriously, even for just 1 year, look completely different from everyone else. They talk differently, think differently, move differently. They become mysterious. Because people around them can't figure out how they became so sharp so quickly. And the secret is simple. They used their brain while everyone else was letting theirs rot in entertainment. If you want to become unrecognizable, the fastest way is not going to the gym, not buying clothes, not showing off. It's upgrading your mind so fast that even your parents start asking, "What happened to you?" That's the type of change that scares people, in a good way. 2. Discipline is not motivation. The biggest lie teenagers believe is that you need motivation to study. No, motivation is the most useless drug ever created. It feels good for 10 minutes and then disappears. What actually changes your life is identity. When you start seeing yourself as the kind of person who studies, improves, takes responsibility, your actions follow automatically. And here's the manipulative part. The world wants you to stay distracted, emotional, confused. Why? Because a distracted teenager is predictable. A focused teenager is dangerous. When you build discipline at this age, you become the type of person people don't forget. They may not say it to your face, but they watch you, they envy you, they wonder how you're living a life that feels impossible at your age. Discipline is not about forcing yourself, it's about building an environment where you can't lose. When you remove distractions, your brain stops fighting itself. When you commit to a study routine, even a simple one, you start generating small wins. And those small wins, they snowball into massive confidence. Becoming unrecognizable means creating a version of yourself that doesn't rely on motivation anymore. You become the type of person who works even when you don't feel like it. And that scares your old self, because you finally stopped negotiating with weakness. 3. Your competition isn't smarter. A painful truth. The people who seem ahead of you aren't better than you. They just started sooner. That's it. Someone who began studying seriously at 14 will naturally look like a genius at 18. But here's your advantage. If you start today, your curve shoots upward fast. Teenagers improve quicker than adults, way quicker. When you delay your growth, you're not competing with the world. You're competing with a version of yourself that never existed, a version that could have achieved more, learned faster, and grown stronger. But you gave your time to distractions instead. Let me tell you the real manipulative truth. Time is not fair. It rewards people who use it well and destroys people who waste it. If you want an unfair advantage, begin now, not tomorrow, not from Monday, now. Your future self isn't asking for perfection, just progress. Because once you start, your improvement becomes addictive. Watching yourself grow becomes exciting. Becoming better becomes your new personality. Teenagers who study consistently for even 6 months become unrecognizable to everyone around them. They don't walk the same. They don't think the same. They don't even speak the same. Their entire aura changes. And that's what you're aiming for. 4. The power of isolation. One of the hardest lessons teenagers avoid is this. Not everyone deserves access to you. Some friends will keep you average because your growth makes them uncomfortable. They'll call you boring for studying. They'll laugh at you for being disciplined. They'll try to pull you back because they secretly fear you'll rise above them. You don't need to cut people off with drama. You simply need to outgrow them. When you start studying, working, improving, your energy shifts. You stop relating to people who waste every day. You stop craving validation. You stop explaining your goals. And that silence makes you powerful. Isolation isn't punishment. It's transformation. You need time alone to understand who you actually are without noise, without pressure, without comparison. When you choose isolation for growth, you create a space where your mind becomes sharp like a blade. People around you will notice the change, but they won't understand it. That's the beauty. Becoming unrecognizable requires disappearing for a while. It requires being alone enough to rebuild yourself without interruptions. And when you return, you're not the same kid they once knew. So here's the challenge. Let's hit 5,000 subscribers together. Not for me, for you. Because this is the kind of channel that will make sure you never waste your teenage years again. Drop a comment saying 5K, I'm in, hit that subscribe button, and let's grow into the version of ourselves the world won't recognize a year from now. Your journey starts right now.